Legacy, Minerva, and Strongarm, a pair of powerful fembots that really pack a punch. Sorry for the alliteration. This is brought to you by Patreon supporter Mio Lammers. Let's start with Minerva. Minerva is a very round and kind of dune buggy like vehicle. She has these nice hits of red, and the sloping shapes really make this stand out amongst other legacy vehicles, though it doesn't exactly scream emergency vehicle to me, aside from that light bar on top, which is removable. It is a retool of Alita, but I do think that it works. It fits Minerva's kind of somewhat bubbly personality that she had in Trends and Circuits. I like it. Moving over to Strongarm, though, they were able to take a very round vehicle and square it off into something that looks very Humvee-like with the nice dark blue and black accents. It's really cool. It does maintain some things such as the feet on the back, as well as the light bar up top, although the light bar is now no longer removable. I'm a really big fan of the way this looks. There's nice details such as these most awkward doors ever to open. But yeah, Strongarm overall really looks good. Again, huge shout out to Mio Lammers from the Patreon for lending me this figure for review. Now for size comparisons of these two, they are about the same size in their own respective vehicle modes, but here they are with a Legacy crankcase, Reveal the Shield Jazz, Power the Core Combiners crankcase, and Machine Wars hoist, as well as Leader Toxitron. This video is partially brought to you by Patreon supporter Mio Lammers because she lent me her Strongarm for this video. Otherwise I would not have this. But yeah, so Minerva and Strongarm, they're pretty good molds. We're just gonna get transforming on them. It's probably one of the best female Transformer molds we've had in a while. And I haven't transformed it in a little while. So you want to start by separating the back section and extending the legs and flipping out the feet. And then kind of just disconnecting the arms from the side. And then it's kind of just a matter of finagling the backpack to get where you want it. So with Minerva, these pieces are, and by association Alita, these pieces are, there we go, are kind of, yeah, just go over her shoulders and sit like that. They're not attached to her shoulders. And then click the legs in place and spin her around. Also, why Hasbro? Why does why? But and then we can give her blaster. And there's Minerva, a pretty quick and simple transformation for a nice little deluxe, especially for a character as obscure and kind of out there as Minerva. For Strongarm though, it starts the same, just wiggle the legs free, unclip the arms, except it's a little different because she has a whole new front section. So you kind of want to, there we go, unclip the front section. And I've only transformed this one a couple times. And then the arms detach. And the main difference here is that the shoulder pads are attached to the shoulders. So you gotta kind of turn them and then bring them out to get the backpack free enough that you can kind of start finagling it to do what you want it to do. And then this, yep, just like that. And then, yeah. And then those come up, shoulder pads kind of fill in, and then unclip the legs, tuck in the legs, and fold around the feet. Rotate the waist around. And there we have Strongarm in her robot mode, and some pretty good looking fembots for once, like not too skinny. Oh, forgot, flip these around too. I almost forgot, you want to flip around these sections to help fill in the legs, because she does kind of have gap fillers like built in, which is really nice. I like that the team has started doing that on these. But yeah, there we go, nice distinct robot modes from each other. I really like this. Robot mode on the Legacy girls is absolutely fantastic. I really love how different they were able to make this mold between the two uses. Let's get into them. We're talking about Strongarm here first. Strongarm looks nice and powerful with the big shoulders, and the head sculpt on here isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Her lips look a little weird, just up front about it, but overall it's a really nice mold. She can hold a fantastic pose, she can get the shoulder pads out of the way, the backpack cleans up really well. I think this mold does that in general, although most fembots look like they're going for a hike. But yeah, Strongarm definitely pulls it off well. Minerva, however, is just as fantastic, if not a little more hindered because of the shoulders. The head sculpt has a nice softness to it that really invokes that Japanese G1 style. I'm quite a big fan. And again, her backpack is pretty clean. I think it compacts just a little bit better than Strongarm's does. And yeah, once again, beautiful posing on this, although the tolerances on my Minerva are a little off. Size comparison, here they are with Laser Fire and Shattershock by association. Legacy Scourge for our leader class. Legacy Toe Line, so you can see they're not too much shorter than Toe Line. Machine Wars Hoist. That's it. Obviously, because they share a mold, their articulation is going to be pretty similar to each other. So starting with the first run of the mold, we'll do Minerva. Minerva has a ball joint at the neck, although it's one of the, mine has like that weird catch in it, like where like the ball joint kind of like snaps back, so it doesn't, I can't really get full value out of it, which kind of sucks. The arms go up and back. They're pretty hindered by the shoulder pads. They go out, slightly hindered by the little nub on her shoulder. Has just over, not just over, pretty well over 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist swivels, waist swivel due to transformation. Has legs that kick up, has legs that kick back, and they don't get stopped by the backpack, they get stopped by this piece. Thigh swivel, which is pretty nice. It's on one of those double mushroom pegs. 90 degrees at the knee, and then an ankle tilt, and it's slightly ratcheted. It like catches like here and then kind of pops back in. It's very strange. But yeah, overall, really solid articulation. Has like every joint you would want, aside from maybe like foot forward and back. And then Strongarm has similar articulation. I will note that her neck joint is way smoother than Minerva's, so like that's really nice. I've heard the same issues with Alita 1, so it seems they figured it out, whatever was going on, whenever they got the Strongarm. And she can look down and kind of up a little bit, like straight on, but like looking down and kind of like getting in some of those poses is really cool. She does have shoulder rotation, and they can go 360 because the shoulder pads can move in and out, and they can wiggle back and forth. Bicep swivel, as well as more than 90, not quite Minerva level, but more than 90 at the elbow. Wrist swivel, waist swivel due to transformation, and then the legs are exactly the same, with knee and the same. Now this foot has a bigger problem. I think something's mismolded, and you can see it's kind of like scrunched out here, whereas this one's straight on. So do be wary. Also, Mio wanted me to point out the fact that the blue coloration on this figure, we've seen quite a few of these at our local Walmart. The blue coloration on this figure does tend to bleed, so whenever you're looking for one of these, make sure you find one with nice clean paint lines. It does seem that the blue does bleed through on this figure, so or like leach out onto some of the white, so do make sure that you keep an eye for that. But yeah, overall I think I like Strongarm's mold just a little better, or like her tolerance is a little better. Maybe I just have a naff Minerva, but I think Strongarm might be the better mold. It'd be really cool to see someone take kind of the Minerva torso and put it onto the Strongarm body, sort of like, but like the colors are appropriate. I'd kind of like to see that, but it is what it is. I think both of these are good molds. It's just I think the tolerances for Strongarm, at least between the two that I have, I think the Strongarm is better. I like this mold a lot. I know it's not everyone's favorite Fembot mold, but I think it came out really well. Minerva here is going to look amazing with the other Headmaster Juniors when Hasbro finally releases them. Granted, I'll settle for my customs here. I think she looks good with them. She fits in aside from not being a Headmaster, and Strongarm will look good with whoever you put her with, like G1 Shrapnel, I guess. Not a lot to do for RID 15. Together they make a nice pair though. The mold stands on its own with either of these figures, and together it shows off its differences just putting them next to each other, and I quite like that. It's a pair of girls that looks really powerful. They're not the typical like full-on backpack shell formers. These guys actually have bits that turn into the car, and I really like that. I love seeing a Fembot that actually transforms, and this mold pulls it off well. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments below. Let me know which of these two is your favorite, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been Bot's Obsession.